Hi, I'm Jamie, not Jamie, and my two favorite things in the world are comic books and video games. Whether it be Batman comics, being instantly transported into Gotham with every word and image I saw, or games like the Portal series, my favorite game series of all time, traversing through this rich environment with this amazing story and puzzles. I always loved the two mediums, so when little Jamie discovered the world of superhero games, I was really excited. Until I realized there's really only like Batman and Spider-Man ones and a few miscellaneous ones that are pretty bad. So then I thought to myself, what games would I make if I had the skills, knowledge, and money to? So here's my pitch for 5 superhero games. Disclaimer, I'm not claiming to know better than anyone ever. I have the most minimal game design experience, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Also, for all my pitches, I'm going to give a general story pitch, plus some mechanics I think would be cool to see, and who I'd want developing it. So without further ado, my first pitch is about Now I know I'm not the first person to suggest a Ghost Rider game, but just close your eyes with me and imagine this, alright? You're riding through Texas, and the road you're driving on is literally getting scorched under you. You're crashing into cars, and they're just flying off like an arcade racing game. Boom. Get to wherever you want to go, right? Say it's to kill a guy or collect a soul or whatever, I don't know. And you're fighting him, and every punch is just like... This game should make every attack either dealt to an enemy or dealt to you feel just destructive. I'm talking blood and guts and everything just thrown at you. For my inspiration here, just play Devil May Cry. Just play Devil May Cry. And I'd want this developed by Ninja Theory. And if you don't know them, they made these games. So duh. And if you want, it can be published by Capcom. Okay, next one. Hear me out here. Before I say anything, this is the only non-superhero-esque game I want to develop. Now, yes, Patrick Man? Who the hell is Patrick Man? Yes, Plastic Man is typically a superhero. However, I'd want this to be a look into his past as a thief. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, that's Patrick O'Brien. Patrick O'Brien, better known as Plastic Man, was created in 1941 by Gil Fox and Jack Cole. He was a low-life thief turned superhero when during one of his failed heists, he got doused in a vat of chemicals. And which, like most chemicals do, it made him stretchy. But I want to focus on that time where he still had his powers, but he hadn't turned for good yet. Now a superpowered criminal, Patrick O'Brien, is back out on the streets, and he's looking for his next big heist. For my inspiration here, I'm pulling a lot from Payday. I think this game should be focused on breaking into complexes, but instead of a run-and-gun situation like Payday, I think this should be way more stealth-based. If you get caught, you can morph into furniture, or behind a door, or above a ceiling, or something like that. I'd like to also play this a little bit like Deceive Inc., where you can boot up a little meter that allows you to have like an ultimate ability, and say that ability is an auto-dodge. You can just sort of like duck and dodge out the way because you're stretchy, or it's just like you wreak havoc and you get big and stuff, something like that. That'd be pretty cool, I think. I also think this game should be run-based. You do your best to try and complete increasingly difficult stages. Maybe you start out robbing like a small local bank and you work your way up to robbing like Wayne Manor or LexCorp or something like that. Now for developers, I think Sumo Digital has this on lock. For those who don't know, Sumo Digital made these games, right? And they also made these games. I don't know how they did that. I think the Hitman and Payday work really lends itself easily for the actual, like, mission and gameplay side of this, but I want the feel of Little Big Planet in this game. Little Big Planet is chock full of these vibrant and interesting, almost surrealist worlds. Everything has this vintage fakeness to it all, and I think that can transfer really well to Plastic Man. This next one's really quick because it's really simple. Green Arrow game, right? Just take Link's crossbow training on the Wii. Green Arrow. It's that simple. Okay, next one. I don't really need to explain why we need this, but for those who don't know, Virgil Hawkins, better known as Static, was created in 1993. He was created by Dwayne McDuffie, Dennis Cohen, Michael Davis, Derek Dingle, and Christopher Priest. From his inception, Static was important, and not just in the lore of comics, in the culture. He was important. Static was one of the first young black characters in a comic, and he wasn't a stereotype either. He was funny and nerdy and kind and good-hearted, and his best friend was white, and that wasn't an issue except for that one episode of the TV show. Virgil Hawkins is one of my favorite characters of all time, and I think a video game could shoot him back into that spotlight that he so desperately deserves. Now, and I hate to have to say this, I think I want this game to be developed by Insomniac. Now, before you click off, I understand. As comic fans and as video game fans, we're kind of tired of Insomniac at this point. Spider-Man 1 and 2 were fun, And that's really all they were. But I think we undermined their ability to tell a gripping story. Insomniac is amazing at balancing a rich story with fun gameplay. And I think they could actually handle the complexity and weight that comes to a character like Virgil. The story could really be about anything. It could be about the Bang Babies, which, by the way, terrible name. Bang Babies? Bang Baby? And I honestly think a lot of this should be pulled from Miles Morales. You could even throw some Sunset Overdrive inspiration there. I don't know. This game doesn't need to be that complicated. It can just be a solid point A to point B Insomniac game. That's all we really need. Okay, last one. And for my last one, I would do anything to get a game about Daredevil. Daredevil is long overdue for a game adaptation, and I'm honestly surprised we haven't really gotten one. I mean, we almost got a PS2 game, and there was that Game Boy Advance game. That was a tie-in for the movie, so I don't know how much that counts. But I want a real Daredevil game, and I want it developed by Slow Clap. I know I'm not the first person to suggest this, but a Daredevil fighting game in the style of Sifu, dude. I need it now! It has to be its own distinct fighting game, and not just Sifu with a coat of paint. That's why I'm introducing something called the Reflex Meter. It's just a little bar that fills up at the bottom of your screen, but every time you do a parry or counter or block, it moves up a little bit. And then once it fills up, you get to unlock a new move. Or every 5 or 10 levels, or however we're going to do this, you get a new fighting style. Are you someone who cares about your timing and precision? There's a fighting style for that. You a stealth guy? There's a fighting style for that. Do you want to be an unstoppable force of anger and agility and vengeance? There's a fighting style for that. That was really loud. For the story, a simple just dismantling a crime boss could be really cool, but not Kingpin. I'm tired of Kingpin. We can do literally anyone else. I personally am picking Typhoid Mary for mine. You can even have smaller villains like Bullet or Ammo or whoever thrown in there. It doesn't need to be that complicated. Just make a really good Daredevil beat-em-up game, and one that's really fun to play. And that's about it. Comment down below if you have any ideas. That'd be really cool, and make sure to like and subscribe, please. I need that engagement. That's about it. Bye.